Who are you starting at quarterback this week, Fabs?
I'm bringing in the good luck Tony Dorsett jersey from the late 1970s for this edition of Stardom and Sit 'em. And let's go with Jared Goff. He was great last week. He was on the road, and I told you to play him, and he was fantastic. Now he's at home against the Bears. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that for Jared Goff. 6 quarterbacks have gone over 20 fantasy points against Chicago. So start Goff and start C.J. Stroud. He is doing something that most rookie quarterbacks do not, and that is make an immediate impact from a fantasy perspective without being mobile. This is a guy who doesn't run much, but he's been great as a passer. He's got a really good matchup this week against the Arizona Cardinals. They've given up 19 or more fantasy points to quarterbacks 4 times, including Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy, and Deshaun Watson. So C.J. Stroud is in my top 10 quarterbacks this week, Jen.
At the beginning of the season, it would have been hard to predict that you would sit these quarterbacks for those guys.
Trevor Lawrence has just not been a very good fantasy quarterback. Last week he had 2 points. And by the way, he was a sit-em right here with Jen and I. And I don't love him this week against the Tennessee Titans. They've allowed an average of fewer than 15 fantasy points to quarterbacks over their last 4 games. And Lawrence is not someone I can just trust. Even in a 2 QB league, he's not been very good. And let's go to Deshaun Watson, who's been more often good than bad from a fantasy perspective. Not a great game last week, but respectable. But he's got the Steelers this week. This is a very tough defense. They've allowed just 2 quarterbacks to beat them for more than 17 points, and only 1 has scored more than 20. So beware Deshaun Watson this week in what could be a lower scoring game.